Tonight on the Tom Kelly Show. It's been a night of espresso teenies, and I'm not ashamed to say it. So my friend Mike is here. We're going to talk about mixology. We're going to, you know what? Just listen. I'm not even going to tease it. Deal with it, people. Let's start the show.
Hey, Mr. Mixologist, did you have to go to college for this? It seems like you got some knowledge. It's just a cocktail for $20 plus tip. Shit. Hey, Mr. Mixologist, did you have to go to college for this? I know your game is tight, but boy, the drinks are right. At this rate, we'll be standing here all night.
You want to sing the song? Can you sing the song? You're not going to sing it? Come on. I'm going to play the video of it. You're not going to sing it?
Nope.
You're so not fun. You're so not fun.
I had so much fun tonight.
Okay, you had so much fun tonight, and I feel like we've shown enough of that video. Here we go. Content warning. Spoiler alert. Someone put another bean in my espresso teeny. You are experiencing the Tom Kelly Show. I can't decide if this will be the first show we air after New Year's or New Year, the 2025 year, or if this will be an evergreen show. But all you need to know right now is my friend Mike is in town. Can I say that I'm drunk? Your children are probably listening to this. Just to put that in your, not to ruin the vibe.
We've had a wonderful time, and it's been several hours that we were out, after dinner even.
We've had a great night, and we deserve it, okay? Yes. We deserve it. And that said, we just came from a bar. Where were we? Scarlet.
Scarlet, yeah.
And it's owned by?
The same person that owns Fred's.
That's the no-name investor. That's not the star power we're looking for, Michael.
Oh, I don't know. Is some star that was like
the guy from the Sopranos, Michael Imperioli.
But fuck,
Christopher Moltisanti from the Sopranos. Dude, the guy who played Spider in Goodfellas.
But how long ago was that, is what I'm saying.
Well, so long ago that he's investing in bars and feels the need to keep himself
great.
You know, with that kind of enthusiasm, this place ain't going to last.
My point is, it's a place that stands on its own.
Okay. Describe it.
It's a beautifully decorated place. It's all like curtains and stuff like that over the windows. It's supposed to be, it's like a 1920s speakeasy or something.
But, okay, and there's a lot, like when I go up to Lincoln's in Portland, okay, that's a speakeasy where you have to go to a place. There's no signage outside. Okay, then you have to go down a staircase, and it looks like you just walked into a gym locker room in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And then you have to knock on a certain set of lockers, and then the door opens.
Okay, but do you want to describe how we found this place? Because it was awesome.
First,
it was way more awesome than needing to show.
Way more awesome
to tell a password.
First, no password BS at Scarlet, okay? And I'm not just saying this because I'm looking for a discount on my $20 cocktails and cocktails. But we were outside, and I'm craving a limoncello today.
Yes.
In honor of our old friend John McCann, who we talk about from time to time.
Yeah.
And I said that outside. And then, from the shadows, emerges a man in a red velvet jacket and a red brimmed hat. And he says, I'm afraid we don't have any limoncello.
And that was the thing is, dude, before he said that, I didn't even realize that he was there. Like, he was just in the background, and he just stepped forward like a fucking Batman villain. It was great.
Okay, yeah, and he looked like a red velvet Batman. Imagine the Joker, except he's African-American and wearing red instead of purple. Fair?
Yeah, and he looked smart. Like,
this guy was smart and charming. You could tell this guy's been in the restaurant business before.
Right.
You could tell this guy knows what he's doing. Because you know how it was almost like the Miracle on 34th Street approach to business. Like, it was like, we don't have that at Macy's, but you should go to Gimbel's. That's what he said about limoncello.
You should go anywhere else because we don't want you here if that's what you want. If you do want something else, gentlemen, you could come inside.
And normally, and listen, this is a place that doesn't need our business.
Right.
Okay, they don't need promotion from the Tom Kelly Show. Saying it again, by the way, if you do write them a Google review, tell them you heard about them on the Tom Kelly Show. I'd like a coupon. They don't have. That's not a bar that has.
They don't have that. Although I have a feeling he's going to remember you the next time you go in there, or me if next time.
Yeah, except that I'm not going to have an excuse to go in there unless I'm with you.
Okay. Well, all right. So let's unpack this whole thing because honestly, it seemed like I don't want to like just explode with ideas because honestly, it seemed to me like an awesome first date kind of place.
Yes.
At which point he would probably welcome you as a high roller that showed up with a young lady, for instance. He would welcome you as a dude that's like, dude, it's so great to see you. I'm glad that you're here. I've got your spot for you. You know what I mean? Like, he would help.
I hope so. And the bartenders were fantastic.
Yeah, they were great.
And that brings us back to the song we played in the intro, Mixologist. It's because it's a place where we had drinks.
Yes.
We didn't just have beers.
Right.
We had mixed drinks. Well, you had a couple of drinks.
I did, and you had a couple of drinks too.
I had the espresso teenies, and that's sort of sad. I don't know if I feel like even saying the name of the girl who turned me on to espresso teenies.
You don't have to.
I don't have to, and she's not watching. Okay. And honestly, I don't need my 2 fans sending her notes on my behalf because it ain't going to work. But I had my espresso teeny, and I'll tell you, my espresso teeny is the grown-up version of a Red Bull and vodka. And I've tried doing jokes about espresso teenies, espresso martinis on the show. I put them on my Instagram. They've gone nowhere. Mm-hmm. But I still love them. It is the ultimate delicious. Basic girl drink. It is the basic bitch Red Bull and vodka.
Okay.
Because honestly, I was kind of dragging when you first rolled into town. Do we agree?
I don't feel like you were. Honestly, we recorded one, and everything seemed like it was okay.
Right, maybe it was just you dragging down the conversation, but
That could be. Next thing you know, you're chewing on 18 different coffee beans because they put 3 in each one.
Oh, yeah, and what's funny about this is you just gave up caffeine.
Yes. Like more than a year ago, but yes. So I'm definitely awake right now.
We should be going to the dive bar and just standing.
Closing it?
I don't know. You know what? I'm just at that zone where I'm happy.
Yeah,
we went to Playa Betty for a couple of tacos.
Oh, those was
yeah, that's upstairs from the West Side Comedy Club. Feel free to write them. Tell them you miss me too. And I'm I'm happy. You're right. I could go to bed happy, and I'm in a good spot.
It was great. It was a great night overall. It was an awesome night.
I have a list of things we didn't talk about on the show we did last time.
Okay, let's hear them.
I just got my first brand new toilet seat for the apartment. Mm-hmm. It broke on last week's show. Did you listen to last week's show?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, why do it now? You're here. But I cracked it in just a way where I could have lived with it for a couple of weeks until it really bothered me.
Right.
And I could have called the landlord. And it was like it was sort of this weird crack of, it didn't look so bad until you sat on it and it kind of pinched your thigh.
Yeah, that's not so good. That doesn't sound so good.
So I had time this morning and I went out and bought a new toilet seat and installed it for you to be here.
No, I appreciate that.
And folks, Mike right now is going to leave the show and go take the first crap on the new toilet seat. And I'll wait here and I'll banter.
No, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that.
Do you need some fiber? I have some fiber and probiotics.
I'll be fine come tomorrow. I'll be fine.
But I don't know if I could hold it in long enough to give you the privilege of the first crap.
Then I think that you should take it.
No, I
it's
can't
your
do
place,
that.
it's your money.
I will just poop in the yard. It's your place and your money. Next one. I took my mom to see a play at the Argyle Theater in Babylon, New York.
Actually, we didn't talk about this.
We didn't. I teased it. I'm going to cut the tease. There's a lot of things I teased talking about on the last show we did together that I'm editing out. But I went to and here's the thing with going to a matinee on Long Island. 2 things went wrong on the show.
Okay. Because when you and I were talking about it, I originally thought that we were traveling to Manhattan to go see this with our parents, with our mothers, actually.
Well, would you have taken your mom if you knew it was Babylon?
No.
Okay. Pause. Leave it there. Now, but I'll tell you something. After my experience of the show itself, you would have. It was a nice time.
Okay.
Or you would. I would recommend it. It was Babylon's a fun town to walk around. Mm-hmm. The play was fantastic. And my friend Mark Perlman, who was my summer camp counselor, owns this particular theater in Babylon. Do you remember before we were 21, we would go drinking at the post office?
At the post office cafe? Yeah, it was great. It was right on the main drag there. I don't
yes, so the main drag, so they're legit now, okay? Any crimes that occurred there, new owners, different people, I don't know, or maybe we had fake ID, whatever it is. Well, what do you call it? Extenuating. What do you call it when enough time has passed and you can't go to jail?
Statute of limitations.
Statutes of limitations have expired. Statutes. The statutes and the statutes of limitations have been limited. Now.
That was a great looking place, actually. It was a good place.
It was a great little bar, and that's just a sign of how far we had to go a long way to use our ID. But back to me. My summer camp counselor cashed out all his retirement funds and bought a theater, and then the big P hit in 2020.
Okay, the vid,
whatever you want. And again, I'm dancing around it so the YouTube algorithm doesn't edit me like Big Brother and think I'm doing a big V commercial. Okay? Or maybe I'm just showing off. Whatever it is, they put money in, and they put money into it. They kind of got screwed for a year or two, and they are thriving now. It's just a great place to see a show. Now, I have two issues with the place. They subcontract their tickets to a website that's getting screwed on Google. If you put in Argyle Theater tickets, it sends you to a website, gotickets.com.
Okay.
And I'm talking about it out loud because I want to give the warning signs to anybody who listens to this show that you might be getting scammed going to a venue. Warning sign number one is I looked at a matinee for A Christmas Carol the day after Christmas on Long Island. And it only showed like a few rows of tickets, which makes you just go, are they really this close to selling out?
Right.
But then again, I'm a little emotional. Go get yourself a breath mint. I can smell your breath from 100 yards away.
Great.
But then there's the next one where you go, do I really, like you go, is it really worth? And the tickets popped up as $150 each.
Oh, no. No.
Okay. Now, the problem is I'm doing my Christmas shopping Christmas Eve. I wasn't sure what days you had to come, not come.
Right.
So I'm blaming some of this on you, but not really.
Okay.
But I'm blaming my own lack of planning. I was under pressure, and I didn't want to give my mother an IOU because that would feel cheap. I didn't want to say, maybe we can go see a play there one day.
Right.
That felt cheap to do on Christmas Day. I felt like, be a man, make a commitment. Mid-purchase, suddenly it goes, the prices have changed, and the prices go up by another $30.
Oh, no.
Now, there's pressure. And then there's a little clock ticking down. This price is only good for another 4 minutes.
Right.
Then I click it, and then there's like 5 more fees to pay. And I'm like, but I love my mother. I don't want to be a bad son.
Right. You don't want that.
I don't want to just give my mom a bad book that I picked from Barnes & Noble, which we talked about on the last show. But her book was good. Stanley Tucci biography. Brilliant. She cried.
Was he hashtag canceled?
What's that?
Was he hashtag canceled?
No, actually, the only book I purchased where the author wasn't canceled. Big ending is, then I hit the commit button, and the next red flag that you bought from a shady website, you get 5 emails in a minute.
Okay.
And then like 2 text messages.
Good to know.
I open the website, I open the email, and again, I paid roughly $150, and then it says face value for this ticket, $75.
Okay.
Uncle Tom got screwed, America. Screwed. So, what do? We go to the show. I text my friend Mark, who said, you're an idiot. You bought through the wrong website. And I texted him on Christmas Eve. What I should have done was just bothered him on Christmas Eve before I bought the tickets. But I didn't want to bother him on Christmas Eve until I was like, this is wrong. I wanted to make sure the tickets were even going to be there.
You wanted to make sure it was unrefundable and that you had paid twice as much.
He told me to try to get my money back, and there was no sympathy. But they bumped me up to a better seat when I told Nicole at the Argyle. By the way, if you're going to buy tickets to the Argyle Theater, call them by phone, ask for Nicole, tell her Tom Kelly sent you. I've met her before, charmer. Big ending is we get there now, and I'm there with my mom, and a family of Caucasian Eastern Europeans dominate the rows around us, and they bring 5-year-old children.
Okay.
They're all not speaking English is all you need to know. This family of Caucasian immigrants, so therefore I'm not racist. Right? I think it's fair. They bought the matinee tickets, and they brought kids. Like a 6-year-old in a dress and another 5-year-old in a dress.
Okay.
To A Christmas Carol. It's not a kid's play.
Why not?
It's just not the kids. Or I'll tell you something. These kids sure didn't effing act like it because they kept talking and crinkling bags and running back and forth in the aisle.
Okay.
And I turned during the play about Ebenezer Scrooge being cranky. During the play about Ebenezer Scrooge not having any joy for Tiny Tim.
Right.
I turned to the tiny child of immigrants and went, shh.
And during what scene was this? Was it like Jacob Marley was on the stage as a ghost?
Something like that.
Okay, so it was at least at the beginning. And
No, it was at the very, very beginning.
And God bless us, everyone.
We weren't quite at God Bless Us, Everyone.
Okay.
But we were at, this is a musical, and this kid's like, the kid, like, I don't have any bag. Like, it's just.
Okay.
Okay? But I turn, I give the shush, and just weirdly, the girl's mother was sitting in a row all by herself.
Yeah, she needed a break.
You know who else needed a break?
You.
Me.
Okay.
So, and then the girls' fathers were supposed to be policing this. Again, idiots. Not idiots, but, again, not to be racist against men who have kids.
Just aloof.
Incredibly aloof.
And unaware. Okay.
Aloof, aware, and unaware and indifferent. Until I went, shh.
And then what happened?
They were fine for a bit. Then it's matinee, kids running around. And again, this 6-year-old's the only one who speaks English out of the whole bunch.
Okay.
And there's this moment where I'm like, I should have switched seats. I should have, but we were comfortable. We were in a position. But anyway, the 6-year-old girl who I shushed looks at me and goes, I like you. And there's just this moment. Kid's cute. My mother's aloof to all the noise she made. I'm easily irritated by background noise. Anyway, she goes, I like you. And I wanted to say, I hate you, kid. Humbug. Humbug, child. Humbug. Instead, I just went, what I should have said was, I like you too.
Now shut up.
Actually, that would have been better. I like you too. Now shut the hell up.
Right.
I just said, thank you.
I like that. Did you say thank you?
Well, it was like, and again, it was enough to take me out of the moment. But again, the irony of it being A Christmas Carol, while they're ghosts visiting Scrooge about what a miserable bastard he became. Mm-hmm. And there I am being a miserable bastard.
Okay. So did the ghost come and visit you, or maybe that's what the 6-year-old was? I like you.
I like you. So it's funny. I always tell this story around now is there was a woman who ghosted me for a week or two before Christmas.
Okay.
This is going back 10 years. This is going back 12 years now.
Okay. A couple of years ago. All right.
And then she sent the Just Friends text December 26th at 7 a.m.
Okay.
And I always joke, was she visited the night before by the 3 ghosts of Christmas? Was it like past, present, and future somehow told her to get the hell out of this?
Maybe.
And then a weird update that I just happened to hear from a friend, this particular woman. Also, there's a Facebook group called Are We Dating the Same Guy, Long Island? I've told you about it before.
You have.
And I'm not going to go into the full story about why I know about it.
Okay. You should probably leave the name out.
No, people need to know about this.
Okay.
Are We Dating the Same Guy, Long Island? Great group because it's basically Yelp for dating. Every town has one.
Okay.
I have no doubt there is some form of Are We Dating the Same Guy, Lancaster out there.
I may have to look that up later.
Yeah, look that up later. And anyway, the same girl who ghosted me on Christmas, and I know this through someone else, wrote a message that a guy had ghosted her around Valentine's Day.
Okay.
But I'm not allowed to tell the girl who ghosted me around Christmas that I know she was whining about being ghosted around Valentine's Day.
Why not?
Because it violated girl code that I was told about it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, the great basically what happens is if you violate girl code, they take a block of cement and seal up your vagina. You're not.
Okay. Gotcha.
They close you up. You're out of the club.
Okay.
They send a Mason in. You know, I feel like that analogy is a bad analogy, but you get what I'm saying. They go into your purse. They take the girl club cards.
Right.
You're making faces at me.
Because we're committed to it now, so we're just going to keep going.
To the bit.
Yep.
Bad bit.
Yep.
I skew 60% women, Michael.
So keep going.
And I'm done. But I can't say
God,
anything.
I'm glad we are.
Oh, my God. Is there anything else that we have to talk about before I close up shop?
Just all of our friends tonight. We met so many awesome people tonight.
Do we remember any of their names? I remember Greg the bartender, and that's it.
Right, and then
And he was only the first bartender with two other bartenders.
right, but then there were two. There was the young married.
The lesbians were nice.
Yeah,
married lesbians.
I think they probably would prefer to not be known as that, but they were lovely. They were just awesome.
Well, why do you think they wouldn't like to be known as that? You don't think they're proud?
I'm sure that they are, but like, is that the thing? You know what I mean? They were
I
just
think it
hanging
is.
out.
You know what? I'm going to own, and you know what? Here's my argument about America right now. I think they were in love. It was beautiful. Yes, it's different. They let me ask a few weird questions. Mm-hmm. And we should wallow in the hashtag same love stuff.
No, I'm down. Like it was all good, but then after they left, then another lovely couple showed up.
And you know what? I'm going to call them the heterosexuals.
They were Matt, Mark,
The Canadians,
and Kaylee.
Kaylee was one.
Or something, right?
And Matt.
Yeah, and they were lovely. We spent probably 2 hours with them.
They definitely, their lively conversation made that bar an extra couple bucks.
It did. I think the tab was like $200.
I wouldn't know because I stuck you with it. All right, you know what? We're at 23 minutes. Let's end on a high note for a change. So what, Matt and Kay? Oh, we should do the magic mirror.
We could do the magic mirror.
Do you know what the magic mirror is?
A romper room. I was raised on the romper room.
Okay, and it's where we shout out random people who might be listening.
Okay.
Ready? So I see Matt from Canada. I see Kaylee from Canada.
I see Kaylee too. What's that all about?
See, she would do stuff like that, right?
She did say that. Just the accent. She was very like, whatever.
Turns out there were multiple Miss Mollys.
Miss Molly's?
That was the name of the woman from Romper Room.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that part.
And then there were other Miss whatevers, but ours was Miss Molly. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll give you the name and you do the magic mirror.
Okay.
But in magic mirror voice.
I don't really remember it.
Even better. Ham it up, Michael.
Okay.
Ham it up.
So who else? Oh, there's
right, we'll start it all over. Matt, go.
Matt, I see you there, Matt. Kaylee, aren't you guys just great? Matt and Kaylee all together. Isn't that great?
Ooh, Krishna.
Who's that?
He's an Indian guy I worked with at CBC Media, but he actually once wrote me a note when I shouted him out on a magic mirror. He said Indian kids never got shouted out on Romper Room because it was a unique name. So we're going to fix that here. Take that, ignorance. Go, Krishna.
Krishna, oh, it's so good to see you. We didn't see you today, but okay. Who else do we have that we would
You're looking in the magic mirror. They're not here right.
Look, but who is that?
Greg the bartender.
Well, who is that? Is that Conan O'Brien? No. It's Conan O'Brien with a slightly different haircut and younger, which means it's Greg. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other bartender.
I should have given you the list ahead of time. That's okay. And the other two bartenders whose names we keep forgetting.
And then the third bartender. Yeah.
There was the second and the third bartender. And the man in the magic red hat. We see you. Listen, folks, if you have a chance to do something nice for this podcast, leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. We haven't done that in a while. If you're feeling crazy, we've been trying to bombard the Comedy Village on West 44th Street in New York City. Tell them you heard about the club from Tom Kelly, or even write a review about the New York Comedy Club on the Upper West Side, West 78th Street in New York City. Say you saw Tom Kelly perform there and it was a fantastic show. Those are all little things that can help me out. But you know what else helps me out? You being nice to the people you can love. Show love where love can be shown. And until next time, good night, New York. Have yourself an espresso-tini.